The detail leader, or DL, and second team member, or STM, will line up on the curbside with their backs towards the gravesite side by side. The DL will position himself where the hearse will be stopped with the bumper directly in front of him. The bugler will assume all positions with the DL unless otherwise stated. The detail will move to ceremonial at ease in unison. All team members will stay at ceremonial at ease, but in a relaxed state. Mission is called by the first soldier to see the procession. This needs to be called loud enough for the bugler to hear. All soldiers return to position of ceremonial at ease. The DL and STM will assume the position of attention simultaneously. The bugler will assume the position of attention upon seeing the DL move to attention. The DL and the STM will present arms in unison. Both soldiers hold their salutes until the hearse has come to a complete stop. If necessary, the DL will motion the hearse forward or back to ensure it is in the correct position. The bugler will not salute and will remain at the position of attention during the approach of the hearse. Once the hearse has stopped, the DL and STM will order arms in unison. They will remain at the position of attention until the honorary pallbearers begin to pull the remains out of the hearse. The DL and STM will present arms in unison. The bugler, upon seeing the casket start to move, will present arms and hold his salute until the casket is placed on the mock-up. Once the casket has turned towards the gravesite, the DL and STM will order arms in unison and face towards this casket and salute again. The honorary pallbearers will move the casket around the detail. The bugler will not order arms with the DL, and he will remain at present arms until the remains are set up on the mock-up. Once the casket has passed their position, the DL and STM will order arms in unison. The DL and STM will step off together and follow 2 to 3 steps behind the casket. The DL and STM will march abreast of each other, or one in front of the other. The DL will march in position at the head of the casket, facing the family at a 45-degree angle. The STM will march into position at the foot, facing the family at a 45-degree angle. Both soldiers should be 2 to 3 steps away from the casket. At the conclusion of the committal service, the DL will conduct a thumb raise, and the DL and STM will present arms together. Once the bugler sees the salute from the DL, he will assume the position of attention and begin to sound taps. Upon the completion of taps, the DL and STM will hold their salute for 5 seconds to give the bugler time to salute, and all 3 will order arms together. The bugler will ensure the bugle is turned off before placing it in its case, and the bugler will move towards the foot of the casket. The bugler will time his movement into the foldman position at the moment the second lengthwise fold is turned horizontal. After taps, the detail will execute order arms. The detail will conduct a thumb raise, and the DL and STM will automatically step into position at the head and the foot of the casket facing each other. All wrist rolls will be conducted with the hand on the opposite side of the family when the flag is horizontal, and the top hand will be used when the flag is vertical. After the DL makes a non-exaggerated signal, the soldier at the head, the DL, and the soldier at the foot of the casket, the honcho, will bend forward at the waist in unison, ensuring both can see each other out of their peripheral vision. They will grasp the flag at the center and simultaneously slide their hands out to the corners together. The DL will conduct a wrist roll. Ensure that all wrist rolls are conducted with the hand on the opposite side of the family. Soldiers will stand using the 1, 2, 3, and step back cadence. The DL will conduct a wrist roll, and the first lengthwise fold will be made. Both soldiers will bring their right and left hands up to meet in the middle, bringing the flag to a vertical position. Soldiers will ensure the flag does not touch the casket. The DL and honcho will set the border. The honcho will also offset the bottom grommet. The DL will conduct a wrist roll, and the detail will slide their hands to the bottom of the flag in unison. The DL will conduct a wrist roll, and the second lengthwise fold will be made, bringing the flag to a vertical position. The DL will conduct a wrist roll, and they will slide to the bottom of the flag in unison. The DL will stuff the guts. The DL will conduct a wrist roll, and the 2 soldiers will turn the flag to a horizontal position. Once the 2 lengthwise folds are complete, The bugler will step into the fold man position and grasp the flag. The honcho will take 3 side steps into the honcho position on the opposite side of the bugler. During the first side step, the honcho will slide his hands together. The honcho will take dead steps in between each side step. The fold man and the honcho will conduct 13 folds. The tip of the 8th fold will be positioned in the blue field and not past the first star. This will allow for proper amount of access material to be tucked into the flag after the 13th fold. After the 10th fold, the honcho will ensure that he covers the red corner at his right hand with the bottom layer of blue fabric. After the 11th fold, the fold man will push the red fabric into the fold with his left hand and close the blue fabric down over the pushed-in red fabric. He will pinch the fabric down during the 11th fold to keep it in place. Once the tuck is complete, the fold man will dress the flag. Once the flag is presentable, the fold man will look into the eyes of the honcho. Even if the flag is presentable, the honcho will move his hands over the left and right corners of the flag before lowering the flag. Once the flag is presentable, the honcho will lower the flag by grasping it by the horns and swiftly pull into his stomach. On the swift pull, the honcho will execute a half right face and the DL will execute a half left face. The DL will accept the flag left hand over right and the honcho will render a 9-second count salute. At the conclusion of the salute, the DL will swiftly pull the flag into their stomach and step back into position. Simultaneously, the honcho will execute another half right face and the fold position will execute a left face. Both the fold man and the honcho will step off on their left foot simultaneously, marching back to the detail's transportation. After the honcho and fold man have stepped off, the DL will push the flag away from his body, spin the flag so the point is facing towards him, and conduct a facing movement and march towards the next of kin. The DL will kneel down, stepping back with his right foot in front of the next of kin without placing his knee on the ground, and give the presentation speech. On behalf of the President of the United States Army, and a grateful nation, please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved one's honorable and faithful service. After the presentation speech, the DL returns to the position of attention and renders a 9-second count salute. The DL will look straight ahead and never look at the next of kin while saluting the flag. After the salute, the DL will face and march in the direction of the family car by the easiest route, stop and post near the family car until the mourners depart. He may stand at parade rest until the person carrying the flag approaches. As the colors approach, at 6 steps, the DL will come to the position of attention and present arms. He will order arms once the colors have passed 6 steps away. The DL will ensure that the bugle is retrieved prior to departure. The DL will march back to his transportation and conduct final inspections before leaving the cemetery.